Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my yard. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert and shiatsu massage therapist, and I work out of Northern Illinois. And my specialty is helping women, especially, or anyone with a strong feminine energy, try to navigate the craziness that's been happening around us. Now, what makes me good at what I do is a couple things. One, when I was a kid, I went through uh, women anymore. A lot of women, they are in a position where their coping skills aren't working anymore, or the coping skills that they've used are now starting to cause a lot of negative side effects. And so I am, from that point of view, one of the perfect people to help women really navigate this stuff. So whether they've got, PTSD from any sort of life experiences, that they haven't had yet, that they haven't processed through yet, or hey, we're back. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. This is what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere. Your Wi Fi can get a little wiggity, especially on an overcast day like today. So I'm so glad you're here. So, anyways, I was talking about what makes me good at what I do. It's because I've lived a life of living on the edge of a lot of things and learning how to survive the stresses and cope with the feelings and the things that happen and the experiences that happen to us. And so, one of the wonderful insights that I've gotten from these life experiences is how to take the natural, normal, human, negative thinking that we have and turn it to work for our benefit. We live out in life and all sorts of things happen to us that we've got no control over, and they're negative and they're hard and they're hurtful. And our body and our mind reacts in a very normal human way. Everybody does. We get mad, we get frustrated, we get aggravated, we get hurt, we get sad, and we have all of these negative thoughts. Now, that is so normal. It's how we're wired, actually. We are wired to respond in a very defensive, protective way. And one of the ways we protect ourselves is with negative thinking, is with, hey, Carmen, great to see you, is with looking at the world through a set of eyes that's jaded or cynical. It's one of the ways that we protect ourselves. So it's totally normal. It's no big deal. So how do you use this negative thinking to turn things around? Well, let me give you a little bit of a story. I used to hang out at something called the Team Conference. It was at Northeastern Illinois University. And over the course of like 20 years, I would go on a pretty regular basis. And there was this amazing man. He was 350 pounds, and he was an Ojibwe firekeeper. Hey, Bonnie, great to see you. He was an Ojibwe firekeeper from the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and he would travel down to light these fires and do these talking circles for all of these teachers at this team conference. And I was into experiential education. My background was education, and so I was really drawn to these conferences. So I'm sitting around the fire one time, and there's, let's say 40 people around this tiny little fire. It's packed. Now, the idea about a talking circle is everybody who wants to talk gets a chance. Do you know what that means? It means that you're sitting there for like 4 hours. And the idea is that you need to hear what somebody has to say, and somebody needs to hear what you have to say. But, you're highly encouraged to not leave, to stay for the ritual, to stay for the ceremony. So you can't pee, you can't go get a snack. If the seat's uncomfortable, too bad. This is just the way that it is. So picture being outside, on these campus grounds with this fire and 40 people passing a feather, an eagle feather, person to person, waiting for people to unload everything that's going on in their thoughts and their hearts and their mind. Hey, Christine, everything that's going on with them. And, so many of them, this is the only chance they have to tell their story, to feel connected. So they'll sit there and they'll talk and they'll talk. Thank you very much, Christine. I am a happy lady. And so each person, sometimes you're like, will you just shut up already? I'm sure people feel that way about me. I totally get it. So there's this feeling of this never-ending drama. And of course, people will talk about their problems. And they'll talk about all the things that are going wrong and all the things that hurt in their lives. And they'll really bare their soul. Now, this can be extremely magical and really healing and really powerful. It's awesome. But as you're sitting there, waiting your turn, as it goes person to person, maybe you're like the 20th person in, which means that you aren't even going to have, you're not going to be able to talk for at least, 2 hours maybe. You'll be sitting there. And you know what happens when you're sitting there waiting to figure out what you're going to say? That's all you think about. It's really hard to be present to people who are talking. You try, and you are, but you think, you're having that little inner dialogue of, oh my gosh, I can't believe they said that, or would they be quiet already, or what's their problem, or why don't they just get over this? All of our natural and normal judgmentalisms come up, and we start to have feelings, or we resonate with them. People are saying things, and we have compassion, or we have care, or we have judgmentalism. And because of all this, let's say negativity, because of all of these negative thoughts, that people are having because they're burying their soul and all of the hurts and pains that they've been through in life and having a witness for that. There's so much of it that your mind, my mind, tends to turn towards negative thoughts as well. And so one time I'm sitting here at this talking circle, waiting my turn, waiting for everyone to, say what they need to say. And I'm feeling a lot of discomfort in my heart. I'm feeling a lot of, sadness and anxiety and aggravation. I'm feeling a lot. And I thought, I really don't want to sit here and feel irritated, aggravated, sad, anxious, whatever it may be, for the next few hours. What can I do about this? And what really occurred to me is that while I'm sitting there feeling these things, it's like a door opens. When we touch these parts of ourselves, when we touch the feelings that we have and the negative thoughts that we have, it's an opportunity for us to really touch and change what's in that box. We have all of these compartments inside of us, all of them, and they're associated with different thoughts and memories and ideas and beliefs. And a lot of times we cannot touch them because we're too distracted. You're feeling that way today, Christine? Yeah. Well, there's all sorts of reasons. So what I like to do is honor how I feel. Now, how do you do that? So the door is open. You're feeling anger, frustration, irritation, sadness that this person just won't shut up. Why don't they just get over their issues? Oh my gosh, I have to pee. What can I do about this? And it's like all of these, like an advent calendar where you open up the little door and behind it is a picture or an idea or a vignette or, in mine, a chocolate. But there's a thing behind that door, and it gives us access to it. It gives us the ability to finally give ourselves what we needed. Because if you're watching this, then you probably have some challenges in your past. You probably have many times in your life where you've had a thought, a feeling, or an emotion, and it wasn't recognized or honored either by you or anybody else. You were told to get over it. You were told to, suck it up. You were told to, you cry too much, you're too sensitive. You just need to, pull up your panties like a big girl. You need to, tough it out. You need to do all of these things. And how you really felt, no matter what it was, wasn't really honored or recognized. And because of that, you just kept shoving more and more and more into that compartment and then closing the door. And only when you have these negative thoughts do you know that the door is open. The negative thoughts are the side effect. They're the symbol. They're showing you that now is the opportunity for you to make a shift, for you to look at that feeling and love it and honor it and understand it no matter what it is. It could be irritation or frustration. It could be no tolerance anymore because you're sick and tired of being screwed over by the world. Whatever it is, it could be, it's that door opening, and this is your chance to finally give it all of the love that it needed. So while I sat there in the circle thinking all of the negative thoughts that I'm thinking, I realized that this was my chance to turn it around. Since the door was open, I wasn't distracted by anything else, and I was feeling it. It meant that I could choose to put as much love into that box to balance out all of the times and the memories when I've been minimized or diminished or treated as less than, or what I wanted or needed was put on, either by me or somebody else, was put at the bottom of the list. Those negative feelings are really they're not the key. They're the flag that comes up and says, hey, this is something we need to look at. And when we don't look at it as somebody else's problem, as what did you do to me? What are you doing to me? Hey, Christine, how are you making me feel this way? When we get away from that and see it as, wow, I can finally love myself and care about myself the way that I always needed, that I didn't get. We spend so much time looking for love and validation and care and compassion from people out in the world. And you know what? There's a lot of it. There really is. There's a lot of people out there like me, and probably like you, who have the ability to give all that kindness and that care to the world. Absolutely. But there's a lot of people who are where they're at, either mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. They are incapable at this time of giving you what you need. Even if it's your spouse or your kid or somebody who's supposed to love you more than anything else, So when you start to realize that your negative thinking and why are you doing this to me and what's going on, when you see it as that door opening, yes, we spend way too much time avoiding negativity, Carmen, and trying to look happy. Absolutely. And part of the reason we spend that time looking happy is because many times it's in our best interests. Honest to God. It's in our best interests to get along with the people around us. Because if we don't get along with the people around us, we're going to end up socked in the face. Because they're going to react, overreact. They're going to go into all of their issues and their baggage. And so many times it's smart and it's in our best interests to, not project a negative energy. Unless it's a good tool. Unless it's necessary to help teach somebody how to treat you. Like if it's a boundary or if it's, you need to wake somebody up, then that negativity is perfect. It's powerful and it's a powerful tool for change. But if that's not the case, then it's an opportunity for you to say, you know what, I hear you. I hear that you've been disappointed. I hear that you've been let down. And you know what, I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to disappoint you. I'm going to love you through this. Because guess what? Your body and mind don't know the difference between something that happens to you out there and something that happens to you inside you. Okay? It's always our interpretation and our perception of what's going on. And that's our reality. And so you don't have to wait for someone else to give you the love and the care and the nurturing and the support and the validation and the trust and the everything that you've always needed. You do not have to wait for someone else to give it to you. It's out there for sure, but it's like, the brass ring, it only comes in small amounts and usually when you least expect it. So you have to get really good at the experience of giving yourself everything that you needed that you never got. And when you do that, then you stop obsessing about it. Then when you open up the door, there isn't that sadness. There's that kindness. When you open the door, there isn't the frustration and the aggravation and the anger. Because now when you see something, you're not triggering to that anger. You're not triggering to that memory, the bad memory, the memory of being betrayed or let down. You're triggering to the positive memories that are in that box. Okay? So this is how you shift the balance. It's a scale. And you have to almost have 10 times more positive things than negative things to balance it out. Absolutely. That's just the way we work. And so you need to constantly be filling. When you have those thoughts and feelings, you honor them, you love them, you have compassion for them. You say, I hear you, I understand you, and it's okay. That's how we fill ourselves with love. Not with what's wrong with you, you need to be happy, your life is fine. You've got everything going for you. Well, it's better than somebody else's life. That's not filling yourself with love. Filling yourself with love is that understanding and that caring and that compassion that gets us, that fills that well, that need that we've always had. So, okay, here's your homework assignment for today. Find one thing that annoys you and use it as the opportunity to say, hey, I hear you. I get it. What do you need from me right now? How can I help? What will make this a little bit better? Or at least just to sit with it and say, yeah, I understand it. And then you honor it for a certain period of time, and then you choose to get on with your life. Because it's easy to get sucked in. It's easy to, stay in that brainwave pattern. But if you do that, then that also encourages it and feeds it. So you honor it, you love it, you give it boundaries like you would with a kid, and then you get back on with your life, okay? And if you can't honor it at the time because it's not a good time to, shut down because everything's going to hell in a handbasket, you remind yourself that you will address this later. You will be present for yourself at a later date, like tonight or when you take a bath, that you will give yourself what you need. Just now's not the right time. Okay? So find one small thing. Now, I ask you to share, to like, to comment on other people's comments, and for this to be a really beautiful, safe space. Because I'm happy to be the anchor for all of us to come together. I'm so happy to do this every day. And it feeds me when I get the comments and when I get the love and when I get the support. It keeps me knowing that I'm making a really important difference in the world. Not just from knowing that I do, because I know I do, but that feedback, that synergy just keeps us all moving forward. So like, comment, share, comment on other people's stuff, and do your homework assignment. And today is Friday, which means I'm not going to see you till Monday. Now, if you want, you can subscribe to my email list, inspiremassage.com, and then you won't miss these videos because I tend to send them out through your emails. And so if you miss them on Facebook or on YouTube, then you can get them through your email. Okay? So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you stay dry and warm. You betcha. Thank you very much, Carmen. I am so glad you were here with me today. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye. Oh.